Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. Last time we did a little side quest for Eleni. I was hoping we'd get some information about our problem, but apparently she just got information about her problems, which I guess we're going to have to deal with too because, I don't know, we're helping her for some reason. Anyway, I don't think I've actually done it on screen, but Kelgar wants to become a monk and the Temple of Tyr is offering training, so let's ask about that. And, you know, he says he wants to sign up. And they say, no, you must do quest first. And the quest is in 3 parts. And there's the Trial of the Maimed, which requires that he do something to help his family, more or less. The Trial of the Even-Handed, which requires him not to be a bigot, which obviously he has problems with, considering the relationship he has with my other 2 party members. I don't mean the Badger. And then the Trial of Justice, where essentially you have to find some sort of higher purpose. And we don't do the quest here, we have to do it just randomly out in the world. And so it's in some ways kind of a depressing quest, but hey, you know, let's explore this place while we're here. Judge Olaf is here. And I guess they weren't able to get back his original voice actor because he was a character from the first game. And you can ask him about this missing priest. And, you know, offer to help him out. And you can swear not to disturb the crypts, and I think we'll probably end up looting the place anyways. But Nishka kind of protests that, hey, you know, we're in there, we might as well rob the place. And you can point out that she really wouldn't want anybody looting her crypt, and so you get some influence with Nishka on that. Okay, and so we'll have to do that. It's not actually here, it's elsewhere, so. And by elsewhere, it's not very far away, it's just up the hill here. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Kelgar's quest, so maybe this episode is a little misleading if we thought we were going to spend a lot of time with Kelgar. I mean, he's going to be in the party the whole time, but he's probably going to be in my party pretty much the entire game. He's not a very useful character from a standpoint of he doesn't do anything subtle, but he's a good fighter, and, well, sometimes that's all you need. Especially right now, I'm not really making good use of him. He has all these weapon focuses in Warhammer, and I don't have a decent Warhammer for him to use. We might have to fix that. Here's the tomb itself. Before I go in, I'm going to buff up, and I'll meet you on the inside. Once you're inside the tomb, the door locks behind you, so you're going to have to figure out what's to do in order to get out of here. There are traps everywhere here.
Get on 'em!
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, maybe not everywhere, but they're fairly common. So, to a certain extent, they kind of telegraph their appearance, and it's mostly a question of getting your companions not to charge right onto them, because where are they? Come on, show up. If you see these outlines on the floor, yeah. Unfortunately, the enemies don't actually set them off, so I will have to, I mean, I could just say forget it and just eat the damage from the traps, but trying to disarm them in the middle of a fight is...
Come on. Give me a
Here, Nishka, get out of the way,
Is that
huh?
all right? Who's for a fight? Come on! Everybody,
Fortunately, the zombies there are not that hard. There are some harder enemies in this area. If you actually like using traps, I've never really felt the desire to do so. You can recover these instead of
Come on!
instead of disarming them, but I've never really bothered with it. there are other ways to get traps to use if you want to use them, but there aren't enough fights in this game that are hard enough where you have time to prepare where it's worthwhile to do that. Most annoying enemies in here are these shadows, because they essentially none of my characters has blind fight, and so they're going to be fairly hard to hit. Fortunately, we do have Call Lightning, and they don't have a lot of hit points, so...
Yeah, I can do it.
Everyone,
How can I
follow
help?
me.
Everybody, stay where you are.
Now, I know we told Olaf we weren't going to loot the tomb, but yeah, I guess we were lying. Very useful spell there, Heroism. I've actually been waiting for a while for that one. It gives you bonuses to your skills and all your attack rolls. It's one of the best, well, it and its upgraded version, which is level 6, are some of the best spells in the game as far as just buffing spells. Unfortunately, it's the same level as Haste, so I'm going to have to sort of use it with discretion.
Yes.
But +2 to all skills makes you better at crafting, it makes you better at
Who's for a fight?
diplomacy, it's just, there's all sorts of things it's useful for. Oops, I guess we didn't actually disarm that trap, we just walked right over it. And here's another group of random enemies.
Spotted some enemies over here.
So let's just haste up. I'm gonna have to heal up actually to get Nishka back up to health. So. Well, we can sort of solve this puzzle. So I'm gonna have everybody but Nishka stay, and have them stand on these 3
How can I help?
plates here.
Yes.
This is one of those things that,
Yes.
unless you were reading a guide, I don't know that you'd really figure it out. I actually didn't know what to do with it until I read a guide. It was like, okay, what the heck? We pick the lock, and yeah, it's just some more scrolls. I think these scrolls are the loot in these chests is actually somewhat random. I know there's one fixed item here,
Who's for
but
a fight?
I'm gonna heal up and be right back. And I'm actually going to cast Heroism on Kelgar in an attempt to sort of make Kelgar into the Uber Dwarf.
Everybody, follow me.
For things like that, he has the second attack, so +2 bonus on 2 attacks versus +2 bonus on 1 will be useful. Eventually, I will be casting Haste as an extended spell rather than as a just normal 3rd level spell, and so I'll have more slots available to cast Heroism, but I'm going to be making quite a routine use of it. Maybe not all the time. I'm going to try to limit the number of buffs I cast just because it's tedious to cast 20 buffs at the end of each quote-unquote day. So.
Everybody, follow me.
Again, you have to control your companion's bloodlust when they want to charge in straight
Who's for a
over the
fight?
traps.
Come on.
In Kelgar's case, the bloodlust is quite effective. I'm just going to have them
Everybody,
hold
stay where
position
you are.
here for a second.
Yeah, I can do it.
Right.
Who's for a fight? Come on.
And this room is
Everybody,
all
stay where you
traps.
are.
So,
Yeah, I can do it.
it's also all shadows, unfortunately. So I'm going to have Eleni be my sort of character that I micromanage. These traps can't be disarmed. They're just, as you can see, they're just those things in the floor. I guess there are only, what? No, there are more of them. Come on, guys. Gather up. Make sure I have combat casting on, and... Yeah, that didn't kill nearly as many as I hoped. Let's try it again. Alright, well, we'll have to heal up to restock those spells. But we also have a chest here to sort of navigate around to loot. And I guess Nishka got hit by one of those shadows. She has a penalty to strength. This Shield of Dawn you always find here, it's not great. In fact, it's really bad. But it's money. So, I'm going to heal up, be right back. Well, we're halfway done with this tomb, but we're all the way done with this episode because we're out of time. So, next time we'll finish off the Tomb of the Betrayers, and then, well, maybe we'll finally get back to the main quest. You know, one of these days. See you then!